Welcome to Surrounded by Sports. I am your host, Kevin Perkins, and today we have a weird one. I'm going to take you through the alumni gathering that I got to go to. Greg Threadgill, President, Alumni Board of Directors. Greg Threadgill, the President, Alumni Board of Directors, invited me to come check out the alumni event in which Tony Nguyen, who is the Deputy Athletic Director Operations, took us through what the stadium will look like. He discussed what the conference will look like. Both those things I'll be showing you in just a second. I got to meet a Brett Berg, who is the Assistant VP for Development, which I would assume if you're the Assistant VP for Development, you got a lot on your hands right now. So I appreciated him taking the time to speak to me for a little bit. I did get to talk to Dave Scott. It was nothing on the record. I followed his career. He was intramural when I was at UWF in 91, 92-ish. And so his rise to being a D1, now a D1 AD, is fantastic. And he's wonderful for him. And congratulations to him on that. Now, we're going to go through Darrell Gooden Stadium here at first. Tony Nguyen will take us through and tell you kind of how that works. Hopefully it'll be up and going, not this season, but the next season. This year, all of the seating will be pushed to the visitor side, which should be advantageous to UWF because everybody will be cheering directly behind the visiting team as they're doing all the work on the other side. So they're not having to stop the work in order to get it done this season. So hopefully they'll have it done, like I said, by the next football season. And so he's going to take you through that, show you how all that works. And then we're going to, then he'll tell you how the conference kind of works a little bit as well. And then we'll come back and I will tell you a little bit more about what all happened in May and all that and more after this.
You are watching Surrounded by Sports, a podcast hosted by Kevin Perkins. This show emphasizes how sports and life intersect while showcasing the Gulf Coast. And now, Surrounded by Sports.
So, talking about what you just saw out there, Darrell Gooden Stadium. So this is the stadium. This is a facade. This is basically what it'll look like. It still may change a little bit, but obviously these are renderings of the stadium. And what's exciting is this is an overview of it, and I'm gonna show you all. I wasn't technologically advanced enough to add music to this, but this is fly through of the stadium.
We are the music.
I put the fight song on YouTube.
There you go. I should have done that.
Okay.
So this is actually, as you come in, the building is still there. That was the front. You come into the west side of the stadium.
No one's wearing UWF clothes though. It's not like we need some more green and blue in there. Yeah.
So this is actually, the stadium will have two club areas. And this is the primary club area. So you'll be able to see, hang out, overlook the field, climate controlled. You have two bars, one at either end. So obviously for your adult beverages. And then seating bowl, you have low seating, you have all kinds of different types of seating. And then this is the next level up. This is the suite level. So we'll have 17 suites for sale. That's really 18, but one of them not for sale. So this is the typical layout of the suite. This is actually one of the largest suites, and we'll have different size suites. If you're interested in that, I'm sure the two gentlemen back there in the blue blazers, they would be happy to take your information and talk to you about that.
So the entrance would be where the fence line is along the road?
That'll be kind of like the main facade of the building, but we'll have multiple entrances into the stadium. We still think the main entrance for a spectator is going to be where we have it next to the tailgate zone. Because that'll be a big expanse.
Where the Jumbotron is going.
Yeah, the Jumbotron will be kind of on the side of the Jumbotron. Okay? Now, the other cool thing, now a lot of people have seen this, this is our actual field club. Okay, so we'll actually have a club there. There's two clubs, right? The other one I showed you was upstairs, climate control. This is actually underneath the bleachers, but this is right next to the field. So this is an open area The concept here is this is a ticketed area. You'll have potential to have the ability to have drink rail space. You go 360 around the stadium. On the drink rail, you'll be right next to the action. You know, I don't know, Dave's not too, Dave's kind of worried about the visiting side, but I'm like, that'd be great. Premium concessions just for this club area. So here's an angled view of it. Okay, so again, this would be awesome, and this is the view here. So look, from the field, from the club area, you'll step up, and you'll be field level. Just think, Cowboy Stadium in Jerry Road, AT&T, they were the first ones to do this, obviously, 20 years ago now. So remember again, this is just another area for premium access, right? So a lot of times, folks may want to just come, enjoy the game, enjoy the atmosphere. You'll be on the field level, you'll be undercover, out of the elements, but you still have the ability to come and be right next to the team. Okay, so for those of you who've never been close to the sideline of that, you get the full effect. It is smell-o-vision. And it's not pleasant sometimes either, but you get the full effect, right? So we're excited about that. So that's kind of a sneak peek of the stadium. Timeline-wise, video boards being erected. That will be done for this fall. You saw the rocks on the east side. All of our seating that's on the west side, the chairbacks, the black and blue seats, will move over there, and we'll build around it. So we ask for your patience this next year. It's going to be kind of ugly. We're not going to hide about it, but I think it's going to be cool. Everybody on one side, and we get super loud right behind the visitor. So when they're trying to call a play, I need everybody to scream. And then going back to Division I, okay, there's been a lot of questions about what does that mean for us. We will start competition as a Division I member institution starting this fall. Okay, so our first Division I competition, it actually all happens on the 27th of August. Right now we have a women's soccer game. We also have a volleyball match, and our first home football game against a Division I opponent will be Thursday night, August 27th, right here at Pinner Field. So it's Thursday night football, so we're excited about that. So again, we're not officially part of the new conference until July 1st. And then we just found out too, we won't be officially Division I until August 1st. But we're working on it. We actually had a call with the conference today, a Zoom call with all of our head coaches and the conference office, talking about the transition and getting everything we need to do operationally in order as we progress through the summer. During this 3-year transition period, we will be able to compete for conference championships. Unfortunately, the NCAA rules and regulations prohibit us from competing for NCAA playoffs. So we won't have an opportunity to win any national championships for the 3-year period, but we will be able to win conference championships, which I still think is pretty exciting. Just imagine we come in and win the conference championship or two in our first year, even in the first 2 or 3 years. One other thing, if you follow sports at all, I'm sure you've heard about the house settlement and revenue sharing and all those things, right? And that's an avenue where a lot of the Power 4 schools and some of the schools at the L level are paying the student athletes directly through the university. We cannot do that during this transition period. So if you hear people talking about, are you guys opting in or opting out of the house settlement, we don't even have that choice. We cannot opt in. So really for us, that helps us as we make this transition, because this, making the move to Division I, it's a big financial commitment from the university, a lot of resources to be able to help our student athletes be able to compete. Okay, so that's a little bit about Division I itself. There's a lot more stuff, but I don't want to just bore you with the detail. And the new conferences that we're going into, we are part of the Atlantic Sun Conference and the United Athletic Conference. The Atlantic Sun Conference for all sports except for football, and the UAC or the United Athletic Conference for football. As you can see, this is a map. This is a pretty cool depiction. This is a map of all of our institutions that we'll be competing against. The schools outlined in red is the United Athletic Conference. Those have football. There's a couple that don't have football, but that's the conference that we will participate in as an affiliate member for football in the Atlantic Sun Conference for all other sports. And you can see, it makes sense, one reason why we're attractive to these conferences is we're kind of right in the middle of the footprint, the southern footprint of the conference. and our history of success. They knew that we're a proven winner at Division II, and they know that we can have success at the Division I level too. There's a lot of schools in our state that we're competing against. How cool is it now that when you come to a game or when you're watching ESPN or on the news, our name goes across the bottom and we're playing Florida Gulf Coast. We're beating North Florida. We're beating Stetson. We're beating Jacksonville University. And these are all the other schools within our footprint that's part of the Atlantic Sun. Bellarmine University in Louisville, Florida Gulf Coast in Fort Myers, Jacksonville University in Jacksonville, Lipscomb in Nashville, Queens University in Charlotte, North Carolina, Stetson University in DeLane, or they claim to be Orlando, and then University of North Florida in Jacksonville. So really for us too, this opens up the university to other markets too. So as a recruiting tool for just the general students, not really even student athletes. Now we have people in these regions that will come down to us. This really opens up the market for tourism in our area. Visit Pensacola. A lot of the states and a lot of these schools are in regions that they promote to try to bring people down for tourism. So us making this move to this conference, I think makes a perfect alignment with all of us. And this is the United Athletic Conference, a little more spread out. A few more schools in Tennessee and Texas. Got Abilene Christian in Abilene, Texas, Austin P in Clarksville, Tennessee, Eastern Kentucky and Richmond, Tarleton State and Tarleton, Texas, and Arkansas, Little Rock, they don't have football, University of Central Arkansas, North Alabama, Texas, Arlington, and West Georgia. Now, a lot of these schools are the former Gulf South Conference. They made the move before we did.
All right, folks, thank you for checking that out. Now, Tony let you in on what the stadium is going to look like. Tony let you in on what the conference is going to look like. Now, how do you build a stadium like that? This next segment, Brett Berg is going to take us through the process of how they came about building this stadium this way. What they did was they went and found other people who had built stadiums, new stadiums, old stadiums, figured it all out. They spent a lot of time over at South Alabama, which is a very new stadium, and they tried to design something that avoided any issues that some of these other stadiums had, and found later on, well, maybe I needed to do this different or that different. Here you had the luxury of going in, researching these things, and figuring out how you could make it better. And this was, I found this part fascinating. I hope you do. Again, thank you for watching. I'm going to get a little ad in real quick beforehand, and then we'll go straight in, and then we'll go into Brett Berg right after that. Surrounded by Sports. Thank you for watching Surrounded by Sports. Thank you to our sponsors, Warren Averett Accounting, Faust Builders, McCory Homes, DNS Enterprises, Coastal Landscaping and Maintenance, MEG Financial, Campbell Football Evaluations, and Sidelines on Pensacola Beach. These guys have helped me to chase knowledge wherever I can find it by giving me the kind of support that allows me to do these things. It is fantastic, the journey I've gotten to go on, in huge part to the suggestions of these folks and the ability for them to step in and help me get this done. So thank you again. Appreciate you watching, and back to the show.
And then we'll open it to the general public. But people are always like, how do I get tickets in 27? So what we're telling people to do now is go ahead and join the Oregon Athletic Club, which is the official booster organization for athletics. A lot of people in the room are already donors and members of that club. And then also buy tickets for this year, and it'll put you in line to get tickets for 27. So our goal with the new stadium is to bring something here that you've never had. Tony showed you all those club spaces. It'll be the nicest sporting venue between Auburn, Tallahassee, and Mobile by far, by none. We'll have, like you said, 18 suites. We'll have an indoor club space. We'll have an outdoor club space. We'll have premium tables where it'll be kind of like this, where it'll be 4 seats at a table where you can sit down and eat, put food on the table. That'll be covered, so it'll have a covered space. So if it's raining, you'll be under cover, and really have some spaces that we don't have here at any other sporting venue in Pensacola. So it'll be pretty cool. It'll be a lot better than what we have now. What we have now is great for watching a football game, but it doesn't provide the amenities. It doesn't have covered spaces. It doesn't have places that are in the shade on hot days or if it's raining or something like that. The new stadium is really going to add to that, which we're very excited about. Right now, in the current plan for the stadiums, we have 11 different ticket prices. So whether you're a family of 4 and you just want 4 bleacher seats to come to a game, we'll have that. So chairbacks on the visitor side, chairbacks on the home side, field club access, all the way up to chairbacks on the home side, in the club, all the way up to suites. So you have everything from a bleacher seat all the way up to suites. So really trying to design it so it has what anybody in Pensacola could possibly want. And what we tried to do, we went and looked at 23 different football stadiums, and I think about 10 or 11 of those are new in the last 4 years. And we went and met with them and toured them and asked them a lot of questions. What'd you do right? What'd you do wrong? What would you do different? What would you build more of? What would you build less of? And asked a lot of questions, and it was great to get that feedback. This stadium is because of all that research. We hired a company who did a survey. They did surveys to our season ticket holders, donors, fans, alumni, people in the community, visiting team fans were even included in that. And we asked them, what are you looking for? What do you want? And the overall feedback was, we want premium spaces, we want better restrooms, and we want better concessions. So we really tried to build a lot of that into this new space. So it's going to be really, really cool when you see that space. So we're encouraging people to make a gift now, get in the Booster Club now, get season tickets now, and it'll allow you to get on the list to get tickets for the next year. We're already selling suites. We're already looking to sell some of those spaces in that stadium. The cool thing too is the people who are designing our stadium, the main architect STAG, the next architect CDFL built South Alabama Stadium. So I know I was talking to some people earlier, who went to South Al, were saying how great that stadium is. We took everything that they did right, incorporated it, and everything they did wrong and cut it out. So this stadium is really going to be a great space, and it's going to be a great place to watch a football game. It's going to be great for Pensacola. And one of the things that we've really been tasked with, and we really try and make sure we hit home with this space, is it's not just a football stadium. So we're building this as a multi-purpose venue that you can use year-round. We were standing down there earlier talking about how great would it be to watch a concert in here with that video board at the end when it's done. How great would it be in this 500-person suite level, instead of having an event, Pensacola lost 2 major event venues, right? New World Landing disappeared, and the Crown Plaza is not open. So having a 500-person event space in Pensacola that can host any kind of event, there are multiple ways to divvy that room up. So it could be a one big room, it could be 2 rooms, it could be 3 rooms, it could be 4 rooms. So you can have conferences, you can have events, you can have weddings, you can have all kinds of things here in this space, and really trying to make it something that's a good value, not only for athletics, but for the university and for the community. The community can rent that, have all kinds of events in there. It really adds a nice space for the community to be able to have things happen in there. We have
welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed this little walkthrough UWF. I have a lot more footage. Most of the footage I'm putting out on Instagram, X, and TikTok, and it's just little clips of things that are neat about the UWF program and about its evolution into D1. I wanted to get out a little bit more nuts and bolts stuff, though, so that we could see, how the egg scrambled, how the sausage is made a little bit. I think it's a blast. I hope that you decide to get involved with UWF Alumni. I hope to do some more interviews with some folks one-on-one over the course of the summer as we prepare for that opening football game. Now, I'm going to wrap this show. I got invited. A friend named Josh Purcell invited me to the Rickwood Field tribute game. It's the America's oldest baseball park, and the Pensacola Seagulls played, which is the Wahoos, played the Birmingham Black Barons, which is the Birmingham Barons, in a game to pay tribute to that ballpark, and it was fascinating. It was a blast. If you look behind me, I spent, let's see over here, Willie Mays is from Birmingham. Jackie Robinson played on that field. Hank Aaron book back there. So I spent the last couple of summers reading different books about the evolution of stuff. It started with me going to a museum about Hank Aaron exhibit in Atlanta. I read a couple of books, and then Hank spoke so much about Willie Mays. I started reading books on Willie Mays, and that, he passed away. And they did the tribute game for Willie Mays at Rickwood Field, that literally right after he passed. And so getting to go over there, and then you're walking around, and it is America's oldest ballpark. You got to see Satchel Paige stuff. You got to see, they had a little Brooklyn Dodgers exhibit there in a locker in there. A lot of movies were shot there, which is kind of cool. The Jackie Robinson movie, of course, was shot there, and they used to have some footage of all that stuff. But even more so, you had pictures of, you know, Bo Jackson, who played there. Michael Jordan played there when he took his little break to try out baseball for a little bit. And of course, Willie Mays, the Birmingham native, played there a great deal as he was growing into a ball player who became what was arguably the greatest baseball player to ever live out of that region. And so it was really neat to get the opportunity to not only see a ballpark. It's the oldest ballpark in America. And this footage you're going to see that I'm going to roll through these pics and stuff, you'll see what I mean. They haven't completely renovated. Like the Red Sox stadium is 2 years younger than this one. 1910, 1912, I believe, is the time periods we're talking about here. 1912 being when the Red Sox stadium was made. But I'm assuming they've done a little bit more to the Red Sox stadium than they have this. So it literally looks like it looked in 1910. And I had the opportunity to go up on the roof and get some pictures, which was crazy to get to go up on the roof and take a couple of shots. There was, like I said, there was a museum in there we could walk around and check out. They were selling classic memorabilia outside. And of course, the one modern aspect to it is they had food trucks, and I may even put a picture of the ribs, which were fantastic that I got to eat there. The Wahoos blew them out. They played great. They were the Seagulls that day, and they hit, I don't remember how many home runs. It was crazy. They were up 19-3, I think, in the ninth, and then hit 3 no-doubters to make it 24 or something. It was nuts how well they played. I haven't seen a team like turn it on like that in a ball game, and I don't know. Maybe I saw somebody in T-ball do that. I don't know. Those were probably inside the park home runs. But anyway, thank you so much for having watched this. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of footage. Please keep up with us on Instagram, TikTok, X. Always, like, subscribe, be a part of this YouTube channel, because that's where I get to kind of stretch out and tell the real stories, the longer stories. And we're going to get back to normal episodes next time around. I'm going to sit down probably with Pace's coach and or one of the local basketball legends in the near future and get those episodes out to you. And then there's going to be probably some really weird footage coming at you from Atlanta, but that is still in the works as we'll get to that when it comes up. Thank you again for watching, and support Surrounded by Sports, and let's get it. Let's grow together. Thank you very much.